Love it. All right. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, I see people are on. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me get the heater. Because I'm in the basement and it is cold down here. OMG. Sometimes I miss still recording upstairs, but it's all good. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. And I want to talk about something that is so important. Because I know so many of us have either struggled with this, are still struggling with it, or have struggled or are going to struggle with it, depending on where you are in your process in this journey of feeling like you just don't know enough to help somebody else as a life coach. So many people I work with have that mindset. And I cannot tell you how much that holds so many people back of feeling like they don't know enough to help someone else. And I absolutely loved Nahid's response, because she literally said exactly what I have said so many times before, which is... I was going to read verbatim what she said. She said, you told me once something, there's something, wait a minute. So hold on. Something like this, that we are not supposed to know everything or know so much better. Wait a minute. Better than people. We want to be coached. Okay. That's a little bit broken up. However, the point is, as a coach, we're not supposed to have all the answers. Our clients have the answers. We're supposed to guide them along. And like she said, there was something else that was exactly, especially when I make a decision that makes me feel better, but I still feel like I should. When she says, sometimes I feel like I should read or hear or do more. That's natural. That's a natural thing. Like, we're learners. We're supposed to be lifelong learners. And so that's a natural thing to want to feel like you should be learning more or doing more. However, the point of that is, or the key to that is to not allow that to stop you, because we're all on a journey. So you don't want to think, oh my goodness, I need to take another class. I can't help this person because I got to take another class first. That's where I say we need to pull back and not put so much pressure on ourselves, because we're supposed to be, in Jovan's words, people's guiding light, and not their solution, or not their solution. We are supposed to have solutions for people's answers, but we're not supposed to be the end all be all to them. We're there to guide them through their own process. So I want to share with you guys quickly how I got to the place that I am, as far as not feeling like I don't know enough to help someone out. And then I'm going to answer you guys' questions that I have over here on the side. So for those of you who have any questions currently while I'm live, please, please, please hold them to the end, so then I can direct my attention there and get your questions, so they won't get lost in the comments somewhere. Okay, so for myself, many of you guys know, or who do not know, that I failed the 9th grade 3 times in high school, dropped out of high school at the age of 16, never went back to get my high school diploma, never went back to get my GED. The only certification that I have is my life coach certification, and my true, real certifications that I believe what certifies me to do the work that I do is my life experience. That's really what I believe. And you guys know I've said that so many times before, that your mere desire to want to help somebody out, that alone qualifies you. And so because you have that desire, that also means that you also have the information inside of you to carry that task out. And so with me failing the high school and not getting formal education, it took a while for me to actually believe that I could help somebody out. And the way that I did that, you guys, is the question that I posed was, I feel like I don't know enough. And I use that word feel specifically and on purpose because our feelings are not necessarily always facts. And so just because I didn't feel smart enough or I didn't feel adequate enough to help someone, I had to not focus on my feelings, but I had to focus on the facts. And the facts were that women were coming into my store, pouring out their life to me, and I was able to help them. That was the facts. They did not ask me if I had certification. They did not ask me if I had training. They did not ask me anything as far as my education was concerned. They just felt my vibe and I felt theirs, and we connected, and it went from there. So I had to focus on the facts and not always our feelings. Our feelings, you guys know, they're very fickle. Up one day, they're up, one day they're down. And then if we're not careful, we will dictate our actions according to how we feel. And that is one of the biggest things that holds most people back, is because they're so guided by their feelings. That's why when they put that thing on Facebook, when they changed it so you could like add how you're feeling to your status, I'm like, oh Lord, just get caught up in another emotion or another feeling to let people get addicted to and let that guide their actions. So that's one thing that I don't like. That's one of my little pet peeves about your Facebook statuses. And people can say, oh, I'm feeling meh, or I'm feeling confused. I'm like, get out of your feelings and get into your facts. How about that? Then you won't feel so up and down and up and down. She said she just said something about that this morning. Good. Because it's so true. So I had to focus on the facts. Now, hey, wait a minute. 1 second, guys. Where was I? Oh, focusing on the facts. And then this is another thing, you guys, that will make you feel like you don't know enough, is the title life coach. Is actually being called a life coach, or actually calling yourself a life coach. I've talked about this before, but for those of you who this is your first time viewing or first time hearing me say this to you, is that, hang on 1 second. I keep losing my place. Stop letting your panties get in a bunch when it's time for the actual coaching session. You have to think of this as a natural process, just as natural as it is when you're in the grocery store and someone is pouring their heart out to you. In that moment, you just flow. You're not thinking about, oh my goodness, I don't have my certification, or oh my goodness, my website isn't perfect yet, so I can't help this woman. Clearly, I can't help her. How am I going to help her? My YouTube channel isn't set up. All these things, these little nuances that we think have to be set in place when it comes to the official life coaching session. When we are helping someone in the grocery store, we're fine. But as soon as someone wants to hire us and now we're on a coaching session, that's when many new coaches' panties get into a bunch. And this is the way that you have to, I'm not going to say you have to, but this is the way that I was able to overcome this. And it is by meditating on the truth, meditating on what I knew that I was called to do. And meditation, you guys, is simply rolling something over in your head over and over again. And also, when you sit in silence, because here's the thing, you guys are meditating. If you're stuck on this, if you're feeling like I don't know enough, that's what you're meditating on. You're meditating on, I don't know enough. I don't know enough. I don't know enough. But when I sat every single morning, and I still do, meditation is a huge part of my life and my business. When I sit down, I think over and over and over again about me speaking on stage, about me hosting conference calls, about me creating successful YouTube videos that reaches thousands of people. That's what I'm doing when I'm meditating. I'm meditating on the positive. I'm not meditating on things that can go wrong. And so in order to do this, you guys, this is a total mindset. This is a total mindset shift that has to take place. And so in order for your mindset to shift and to change course so you can then start going in a different direction, number one, you have to pay attention to the things that you watch. Pay attention to the things that you are allowing into your eye gate. What are you watching on a regular basis? What you see is going to affect how you feel, and how you feel is going to affect how you then act. So what are you watching? You have to guard your eye gates like it is your children. You cannot watch a whole bunch of negative stuff on television and think that you're going to live a productive life and have a productive image about yourself if you constantly watch these things that are out here that are so negative. So you have to watch what you are watching. You have to pay attention to what you're seeing. The second thing is that you have to pay attention to what you're listening to. Are you listening to your other friends that have started businesses and the business didn't succeed, and now they're telling you, well, that's not going to work, or people don't know what life coaching is, or nobody can afford to hire a life coach. You might as well just stay at your job. What are you listening to? You have to be very mindful of the things that you're listening to and the people that you're listening to. You have to inundate that, because I said this is a mindset shift. You have to inundate yourself with positivity. And this just isn't a cute, fancy quote. Surround yourself with things that inspire you and things that make you feel positive. This is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. People are not happy and joyful by accident. It is on purpose, because there are so many reasons for all of us to just fold up and be in the fetal position and give us 5 minutes. All of us can be depressed about something in our lives or in this world. So you have to pay attention to what you are allowing into your ear gate, because that's going to affect how you ultimately feel and see yourself. The next one is you have to watch your words. What are you saying out of your mouth about your business? What are you actually saying? Are you actually saying to yourself, well, nobody's going to hire me. Nobody's going to listen to me. My prices, maybe nobody's going to afford them. Or maybe my prices are too low and people aren't going to afford them. What are you saying to yourself? What you are saying to yourself is going to directly impact you feeling like you don't know enough to help someone else out. The next one is, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are your actions doing? What are you doing in this feeling like you don't feel like that you don't know enough? Are you actually allowing that to stifle your actions? Or are you actually pressing through and just realizing that I don't need to know all the answers? I don't need to know all the answers. I just need to be here, be a good listener, create accountability, and create a safe space for them to pour themselves out and get some clarity on their situation. What are you doing? What are you doing with your time? Are you watching, like I said, watching negative things on television and listening to those things? What are you doing? Are you taking the steps? Are you still making the videos, even in your feeling of, I don't know enough? Keep the action going. Keep doing the things that you know that you're supposed to do, regardless of how you feel. And the more you do it, eventually your feelings will catch up to exactly with what you're doing. So keep doing what you know you should be doing, even though you don't feel as though that you know enough, because eventually your feelings will catch up. And the last and final thing, you guys, is your belief about yourself. Your belief about yourself. Now notice all of these things that I'm talking about, they're all mindsets. What do you really, 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 really believe about yourself? I bet in the recourses of your heart, I really believe that I bet you know that you're a bomb coach. That you know how to inspire people. You know how to hold people accountable. You know how to ask people the tough questions that their family and friends either won't ask them or either too afraid to ask them. You're not afraid to call people out on their stuff. I really believe deep down inside, somewhere along the line, you really, really, really believe that about yourself. Because when I didn't feel like I knew enough, I knew that I was a bomb coach. Like deep down inside, I knew it was you couldn't deny it. You could not deny whenever I would come in contact with someone, their life would change drastically. That was undeniable. And so I know that you guys feel that same exact way. However, the key though is taking action. The key, though, is believing in yourself enough to take those consistent actions until you are believing it on every fiber in every cell of your entire being. The people that you see winning in life, it's not that they're winning because they lack the confidence or that they don't feel like they don't know enough. There's so many people in business, you guys, that feel like they don't know enough, but they keep going and they keep striving and they keep doing what they know that they're supposed to do because they're paying attention to the facts and not focusing on their feelings. Got it? Good. All right. Now I'm going to go to you guys' questions. I'm going to go to you guys' questions. Oh, let me round up by saying this. The more you do these things, in spite of many of you guys have taken courses, you guys have taken classes, you guys are sitting on enough how-to information that some of you guys don't need to purchase another thing. You need to go back and work the stuff that you have in your repertoire already right now. 1 second, guys. I just totally lost my train of thought because I saw a comment. Hold on 1 second. What was I saying? About being this is something that you really have to be tenacious about. You have to be so tenacious about this thing. I literally, you guys, I have lost friends. I have lost relationships with family members. I have lost money. I have lost opportunities. I've lost good things and I've lost bad things, all in pursuit of guarding my eyes and guarding my ears and being focused and taking this thing seriously because I knew that this is what I was being called to do, that everything else became like secondary. And so some people won't take those bold, consistent actions because they're afraid that, well, if I do this, what's my family going to think? I didn't care what my family was going to think because I know at the end of the day, when I die, my life is going to be measured by what I did, not by what my family did, not even by what my husband or my children did, but by what I did. And me being in the business that I'm in now, while I help a lot of people, I also hurt a lot of people too. Like I said, I've lost I've lost relationships with people in my family because of the path that I've decided to go down. So you have to be bold and you have to be courageous enough to do it in spite of what your family might think. You just have to. You have to be bold and tenacious. Period. Point blank. You're going to lose some people and you're also going to gain some amazing people that's God's going to replace in your life. And this group is proof. This group is actually proof of that. All right, you guys. Now I'm going to answer some of your questions. All right. Okay, Miss Red said, okay, hope sometimes I struggle with just knowing what to package. Okay, she says, sometimes I struggle with just knowing what to package. There's so much out there already. I just rely on how you emphasize that our story/experience is part of our brand. Okay, so when you say sometimes you struggle with knowing what to package, number one, you have to know who you're packaging that for. You have to know your audience. So I don't know if you're talking about what to create for them, because if that's what you're talking about, you have to have an audience that's asking you questions, that's talking to you so you can create something that you know that they need. But if you're talking about how to package something, like do you package like a workbook, an ebook, and then a class, and then yourself, like packaging all that together? I don't know. So Ms. Red, let me know if that response has helped you. And then she says, there is so much out there already. So what? There's so much out there already. You're not out there already. And you literally ended with answering or concluding, coming to your own conclusion when you said that you rely on the fact that your story and experience is a part of your brand. You guys, there are a million pens on the market. There's a million ink pens on the market. That does not mean that there's not going to be another cute pen that hits the Target shelf tomorrow, because somebody right now is creating a really cute pen to put on the market. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many are out there already. There's already a million doctors. There's already, you guys, I did not know that there were 35,000 people in the FBI. I don't know how many people I thought was in it. I never thought about it, but when I heard that it was 35,000 people in the 35,000 people, and just imagine like how many doctors there are, how many lawyers there are. There's people right now going through school to go into the FBI, and there's already 35,000 people in the FBI. Like that's a lot. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's a million books out on the market, and guess what? I'm writing one, you're writing one, she's writing one, he's writing one. We all writing books. There's a million nail salons, but guess what? Somebody is still going to open their nail salon, and the story goes on and on and on. It doesn't matter how many things are out there. Just focus on why you came into this business. Focus on why you came into this business, and that's going to shine through. Why I came into this business, number one, because I had no other choice. This is coming through me, and I'm sure the same is true for you. But my story is what burdens me to share with people, that you guys, I literally get paid for who I am, and you guys can too. That is what fuels me, and that is what makes my story unique and different. Okay, Miss Benjamin says, first of all, hey lady, I don't remember you. I don't know if we communicated via email, but you said you remember 2 years ago writing me a long letter explaining that you wanted to become a coach and you had self-limiting challenges that you needed to work on. I don't remember that email, but I'm glad that everything is working for you now. And then your question is, there are times when I get shy about saying what I do. It's a non-traditional and non-corporate occupation. I'm working on owning the title of life coach. See that title that I told you guys gets people's panties in a bunch. She's working on that, owning the title. And then she says self-affirmations help. Absolutely. Okay. So, when she says there are times when I get shy because it's non-traditional and because it's a non-traditional and non-corporate occupation. Now, I don't know how old you are, Miss Benjamin, but telling from your picture, I'm going to guess that you're under the age of 50, even under the age of 40. I don't know. I don't know what tradition you talking about when people have careers on YouTube in 2018. People literally have careers on Instagram, and that is not traditional. My mother does not know what an Instagram is. She calls Facebook and YouTube WeTube. This is not like, people are living their lives. People are recording their lives and putting it on YouTube and making money. This isn't the time to think about, this is not the day and age to try and stay traditional or non-corporate. This is it. Y'all, we are living in the Jetsons. Do y'all ever think about that? Like, my husband and I talk about that, and it's so funny how I remember like watching the Jetsons and seeing like them talking on the phone, and that other person would pop up. Yo, that's what we're doing right now. You guys, we're literally doing what the Jetsons did. We're talking, and when you think about FaceTime, like that's what they were doing. Later are the days of corporate, what did you say? Non-traditional and non-corporate occupation. Girl, those days are gone anyway. So, hello 2018. All right. Okay, let me go to the next set of questions. I see you guys talking. If there's any questions, please, please, please hold them to the end so I can answer you, so they don't get lost in the comments. All right. So Miss Laura said, I feel like the client, Miss Laura said, I feel like the client may know or have heard the information before. How do I get over feeling repetitive? And this is what I have to say about that. Hang on for me 1 second. The people, this is the thing about that. The people who have heard that before, if you're sharing anything, like you guys, I come on here often and I say things over and over and over again. And the people who have heard that before, they know the power of repetition, and they know the power of hearing something over and over and over again. They know that they need to hear it over and over and over again. So they won't get like, don't feel like that. Like when you're saying, I did not mean to say don't feel like that, because you are feeling like that. But you said, how do you get over feeling repetitive? Sometimes I literally feel that same way too, because like I said, you have to say things over and over again. But the people that are hungry for that knowledge, they know that that's necessary. They know that in order to change your mindset, you have to hear something over and over and over again. So my question to you, Miss Laura, when someone says something that you've heard before, do you like shrug your shoulders and say, oh God, I heard this already before? Because what I like to tell my coaches, if you guys have ever taken one of my paid classes, I like to say that if you have heard this from anything that I'm getting ready to say moving forward, if you have heard this information before, but you're not doing it, you have not heard of it. You don't know it. You've only heard of it. So oftentimes we'll think that, we'll hear somebody say something and be like, oh, I heard that before. But if you're not doing it, you don't know it. You don't know it if you're not doing it. So for a person, if they're like, oh God, I heard this before, I would venture to ask, well, are you doing anything with that information? And if they are doing something with that information, they won't mind hearing it again, like I said, because they understand the power of hearing something over and over and over and over again. So if you feel like you're being repetitive, you probably are, because it's necessary. All right. Next question. Okay, this is from Miss Sweetie. You know what? I'm so upset with myself right now, because I meant to Google what forensic psychiatry is. I don't even know what that means. And I believe that you are in here. Miss Sweetie, if you're in here, can you tell me in layman's terms what you do? Let me see while I'm waiting for that comment. Let me see if I can Google it, because I got something to say about that. I can't even pronounce that thing, and let alone you feeling like you don't know enough. I can't even pronounce your occupation. Heck, I don't even know that. So we're both in the same boat. How about that? All right, let me Google what this is. I am so sorry, you guys. I literally, when I saw that, I meant to do that before I came on so I could be more prepared. Look, I don't even know this. I don't know what she does. I do not know what she does. Between law and, provide services such as determining the competency to stand trial to a court of law, facilitate an objective process, and provide treatment like medications. What? This is what you do? I work with patients who have committed crimes. Do you work with people that have committed crimes and you don't feel like you know enough of what? I had to Google what you did. What do you mean? Okay, let me read. Okay, let me finish. I have been working in this industry for 16 years. Have practiced for the past 3 years. Haven't practiced in the past 3 years. Where I am now is transitioning from social worker to life coach. I know I can do it. People around me say I can do it. All my life, I've been helping others find their way in life situations, etc. But there is this little voice telling me, who's going to listen to you as a life coach? Okay, like you said, there's this little voice, your words, little voice saying, who is going to listen to you as a life coach? And this is the reality. Everybody come in and listen to this. Miss Sweetie, with a name like that and 16 years of dealing in that field, is choosing, and I'm going to say this like so nonchalantly, but I really wanted to make a big impact. She is choosing to listen to that little small voice and ignore all the big voices of all the people that are telling her that she can do it, that she can do it, that she can do it. And she's choosing to ignore her 16 years of service and helping in society's standards are the most hardest people to work with. People that have committed crimes. I'm sure that's not a walk in the park every single day, but this is the reality. This is the reality. She's choosing to listen to that little small voice and ignore everybody else's. Now, the way to get that little small voice to silence, it's not ever going to fully go away. I really don't believe that the negative or the resistance that comes up in us, I really don't think it ever goes away. However, the way to make the other noise louder is through meditation. What are you listening to? A meditation, you guys, when I say meditation, it does consist of, and sitting and being still with your candles or crystals, whatever it is that you use for meditation. However, meditating at the grocery store, it's what you're thinking about over and over and over again. So you're choosing to focus on that little teeny small voice and ignore all the other big voices that are telling you that you can do it. And like you said, I have been decluttering my house and all I can see is books and books about self-help, motivation, self-love. In fact, I have a few books by Iyanla Vanzant. These are the books I bought you bought in the 90s. Me too. Okay. So here's the thing, you guys. It's what you have to do, like I said, what you focus on every single day. And it's going to take practice. It's going to take practice. So as long as we sit and think in our heads to try and think that I'm going to wait until I feel more confident, I'm going to wait until I have X, Y, and Z, we have to take the action. Until we take the action, that's when things will get easier and easier and easier. Prime example. Look at some of my older YouTube videos, you guys. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So you get better when you do things more. And also, you guys, with the meditation, when you're meditating, you guys, your body does not know if it's actually there or not. So if I'm meditating right now and I'm picturing myself being on a beach with white sand, my body has no idea that it's sitting in this cold basement and my feet are freezing and everything else and I'm cold. My body has no idea, right? And so to be on a beach with the water and it's gorgeous, I'm going to feel a certain way while I'm there, right? And so me feeling a certain way, my energy is going to change. I'm going to be vibrating differently sitting on a beach rather than sitting in my cold basement. So if I can go there mentally and meditate as often as you can and visualize yourself doing the thing that it is that you want to do, the more that your body will become aligned energetically, your body will become aligned. So then when you do go to manifestation and the things start happening, you won't shy away from it because your body has been used to it, because you went there mentally before you went there physically. So oftentimes, like people that win the lottery, they win millions of dollars and 5 years later they're back to being broke or back to not having much money because they went there physically and never aligned anything else. They won this money and never did any mindset changing. And so their mind was still set on things that are broke. And so the more that you do it, the more that you meditate and put yourself where you want to be before you actually get there, the more ideas will come to you on how to actually do it, the more you'll start to believe in yourself, and the more that you'll start to think that, you know what, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly where I'm going. I'm so grateful for the clients that are coming in from all over the world, and I'm able to pour into them because God has blessed me so much. Got that? Good. Good. All right. Now we're going to go to Miss Patty Joe. She says, you have read my mind, Angel. I have 2 questions, though I don't think you can answer. I have had 2 life coaching sessions. Oh, where did that go? Hold on. Okay, here we go. I've had 2 coaching sessions years back that did not produce the results that I was looking for. What do my sessions look like? What would results look like for my clients? I know I hesitate moving forward until I have at least a vague idea of what a session looks like. Okay, so to your first question / concern, when you say you had 2 life coaching sessions years back that did not produce the results I was looking for, I would ask you, what results were you looking for and how did they not manifest? Like, whose issue was that? Was that like if, because the only thing that something won't work is if you don't work it. That's what I know for sure. Okay, so if you bought a product and like you're saying you had 2 coaching sessions, like if you bought this product and this information, you did the work and this information in this book did not do what it said it was going to do, then that's the only way I can see a coaching session not working, is if you didn't do the work that was required in order to accomplish the goal, the desired goal, is if you didn't do the work. Because I, like when you say, I had 2 coaching sessions that didn't produce the results you were looking for. Get clear, what results were you looking for? And was that work on you? Or did the actual coach actually fail in delivering the content that was meant to produce the result you were looking for? So that's something you got to get clear on. Okay, the next thing you said, so what do my sessions look like? What would results look like for my clients? The results for your clients would look like whatever you say that you're delivering. So I help coaches. And so that's the results that I bring to my clients, helping them package and position their intellectual property inside the marketplace. So who are your clients? Who is your ideal client? And then what results are they needing? That's how you answer that question. What results would look like for your clients? What are the results that they're asking you for? What is your niche? Who is your audience? Would be a question to ask you. I know I hesitate moving forward until I at least have a vague idea of what a session looks like. That I'm not too clear about. All right. And then, our last question from Miss Mel. She says, what do the sessions look like exactly? Is it about preparing a package first, then now started a Facebook group? How do I get the right people to sign it? And then I'm posting nuggets. Okay, so what do the sessions actually look like? That would come from either you going through training to train with someone working with you on the coaching sessions, and or you working with a coach. If I'm understanding you correct, what do the sessions look like exactly? Is it about preparing a package first? When you say preparing a package, you have to package something in order for somebody to buy it. So yes, you prepare a package and then people buy it. If I'm understanding you, if you're here, don't know. All right, then start a Facebook group. How do I get the right? And when you say, how do I get the right people? Hang on, guys. I'm getting a phone call. Okay. Okay, now I started a Facebook group. How do I get the right people to sign in? You get the right people attracted to you by what you put out. So you have to, what are you putting out? Are you being specific in the content that you're putting out so that the people that you want to work with are gravitating towards you? You have to know who your audience is. You got to know who you want to work with. When you know who you want to work with, you'll start talking the right language. You'll start saying the things that they want to hear, or that they, not that they want to hear, but things that they need to hear in order to say, okay, well, Mel is who I need to go to because she said she can help me release this weight off my body, or whatever it is that your niche is. All right, I'm going to go to some live questions. If you guys have any questions, please post them. And you guys, think about this. Think about when you're watching the things that you see, you do, you're watching your ear gates, you got on your positive music and you're reading your good books and all of that stuff. That actually puts you in a state of mind where you believe that anything is possible. When we sit in church, you guys, when we're in church, we believe we can do anything. There's so many good feelings going through us. We feel like, oh, I can create a video. Oh, I can inspire thousands of people. Oh, I can write that book next weekend. Oh, I can create that class. Oh, I can create that course. We feel amazing. We feel so vibrant. We feel so energetic. And so that state that we're in, we can create that state on a day-to-day basis to where we feel so energetic and so like, oh my goodness, I can create a video. Oh my goodness, I can help 1 million people. Oh my goodness, I can create this class. Oh my goodness, I can write this book next week. We can create that state on a daily basis, but you have to watch, what you hear, what you listen to, who you're surrounding yourself with. All of those things, they play a major, major part in your manifestation and in how you are going to feel like, I know enough. I actually know enough because I feel like I know enough because of the things that you have been feeding. You've been feeding your spirit and feeding the positivity and not feeding the negativity. When you feed that little voice and feeding it, what I mean by that is paying attention to it and hearing it, rolling it over in your mind over and over and over again. When you feed that, that's what's going to grow. All right. Are there any questions? I want to ask, are there any questions? Because I don't want to go back and read comments while you guys are just live. I want to be as effective as I can possibly be while I'm here with you guys. So let me know if you guys have any questions for me right now, and please post them now so I don't have to scroll back. Wow, sweetie, you just said, oh my gosh, yep. The people that you work with before are the hardest you can imagine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. I bet. All right, guys, if there are no questions, no comments, if you guys have any questions or if we're done, can we start typing finished? Can we do that? If there are no questions, can we type finished? Okay, Miss Trina is finished. Finished. Awesome. Hello, Tara. I didn't even see you. Hello. Hey, Kim. Hey, everybody. Gosh, I didn't even see everybody. I didn't even know you guys were in here, Miss Tara Rafter. Do you ever do life coaching with more than one client? Like if you know someone in their life is hindering them, sort of like life coaching therapy. I have not, Lucinda, I have not coached like a couple since I closed my store. When I was in my boutique, I actually was coaching people there before I actually left, before I closed it. And so I did work with two it was a relationship, a guy and a girl. So I haven't done that in, oh my gosh, closed my store like 8 years ago. Yep. Any more questions? Before. It says 15 people are watching. Can I get at least 3 more people to say finished? So then I'll know we're pretty good. Finished, Lucinda. Thank you. Keisha, finished. Perfect. Thank you. And Miss Lana, finished. All right, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you really, really soon.